Heat fans, don't cook me. They've been bad lately. I mean, down bad. What's good, YouTube? Welcome to another episode of Wrong vs. Right. We're officially 4 weeks in a day from the start of the NBA season. I can't wait. Hey, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. The subscribers are shooting up. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Today we're going to discuss the Eastern Conference Power Rankings. Remember, this is my list. If y'all disagree with it, that's tough. All right, we're going to start off with the top 10. You see I brought up the big board today. Without further ado, number 10, the Toronto Raptors. When the Toronto Raptors traded away Pascal Siakam, that was a message to Scottie Barnes. Hey, we believe in you. You have the keys to our franchise. We go as far as you go. He's surrounded by guys like Jakob Poeltl, RJ Barrett, and Emmanuel Quickley. So the Toronto Raptors have talent. The key for them would be putting it all together, and they need time to coalesce and really learn how to play with one another. It's going to be a few years before they can truly contend with the other teams in the East, unless they make a big trade. Number 9, the Atlanta Hawks. Not too long ago, the Hawks were in the Eastern Conference Finals. Y'all remember that? However, that seems like forever ago, because they've been bad lately. I mean, down bad. Still, they have young talent surrounded by Trae Young, and someone that no one really talks about is Jalen Johnson. My ATL fans know about Jalen Johnson. 6'8", can do everything on the basketball court. Shoot, defend, rebound, catch lobs. He's a young up-and-coming star. He saved my fantasy team last year. Hawks used their number 1 pick on Zachary Ricochet. We'll have to see how he pans out. But this year's draft was notoriously one of the weakest drafts in modern times. Number 8, the Miami Heat. Now, I know I'm going to catch smoke from Heat Nation for this one, but let me land. The Heat have a good enough team to compete with anybody when they're clicking. This is because they play hard-nosed basketball, they know how to play basketball, and they have the best coach in the entire NBA in Eric Spoelstra. Problem with the Heat is that they just don't seem to care about basketball until the playoffs. So year in and year out, they just get by in the regular season, and they end up in the play-in tournament or the 8th seed, and then they have to go against the number 1 or the number 2 seed. When you do that, you risk going up against Boston, New York, Philly, who've more than likely been in stride all season. So that's why I put the Heat at number 8. Heat fans, don't cook me. All right, number 7, the Cleveland Cavaliers. This is another super talented team that always seems to just underperform. They have probably the best defensive bigs in the league behind Minnesota. Mobley and Allen are legit, but one or the other is always hurt. But they did average 16 and 15 points a game respectively last season, which is okay. Offensively, they have Garland and Donovan Mitchell. The problem with that is both of them need the ball to be at their best and to be effective. Neither one of them are necessarily spot-up shooters. They like to create off the dribble and create off the pick and roll. That's why Donovan Mitchell had so much success in Utah. He just had Rudy Gobert come up here, set this screen, bink, bink, go to the basket, dunk on somebody. And Garland, before Mitchell came there, Garland, all he had to do was cook off the pick and roll. It's a bit of an awkward situation for them because they're both shot creators who need the ball in their hand to be most effective. They're not spot-up guys, so it's not necessarily the best fit. The Cavaliers are still a playoff team. Number 6, the Orlando Magic. Orlando is nice. This is a really fun team to watch. They're well coached. Banchero is almost an impossible cover at 6'11". He's too big for guards and too big for most forwards. If you put somebody that's his size on him, more likely than not, he can go around them. His bag is deep. And number 2 guy is Franz Wagner. About the same size with a similar skill set. He can create his own shot, get to the basket, shoot a little bit, create for others. Adding KCP makes them better for sure. And they still have Jalen Suggs at the point, who they'll have to hope can stay healthy. All right, let's get to the top 5. Number 5, the Indiana Pacers. Indiana plays with pace, and in the 82-game season, nobody wants to run with them all night. Halliburton runs the show, and he has Pascal Siakam as the number 2 option. They have the textbook definition of role players in Naismith, Miles Turner, TJ McConnell. McConnell is a player that every coach loves to have. He makes the hustle plays that every coach loves to see, diving on loose balls, harassing a guy at 94 feet, creating offense for others. Pacers will be a problem this year, definitely a playoff team, lock it in. Number 4, the Milwaukee Bucks. I've seen a lot of lists online not having the Milwaukee Bucks as the top 5 team. It's insane to me. The top end talent for the Bucks speaks for itself. When you have Dame and Giannis, anything is possible. Shout out to Kevin Garnett. When they first got together, NBA Twitter thought it was going to be the next coming of Shaq and Kobe, but it hasn't quite been that. We have to all consider is that it's only been a year, so we got to pump the brakes.
It was a roller coaster of a year.
You've got to expect to become more comfortable playing with one another and learning Doc Rivers' system a little bit more as well. Hopefully we get to see a season where they're not all injured and they can actually make it run. They still have Chris Middleton, who's a solid third option. The key to the Bucks is health and coaching. Can Doc Rivers make the necessary adjustments in clutch moments? Number 3, the New York Knicks. Behind the Celtics, the Knicks have the best wing tandem in the entire NBA. OG and Mikal Bridges. I talked about this in my first video. Go watch that in the link above. But these dudes are legit. Jalen Brunson is the master of the pick and roll, drawing fouls, hitting clutch shots. He's a playmaker. He's always in control, plays at his own pace, posts you up. He's an MVP candidate for a reason. The Knicks' biggest question is their center position. 2 big questions, actually. Their center position, number 1, can Robinson stay healthy? And some depth at the center position. And then number 2, will Julius Randle buy in? Now, this dude is a walking double-double. We can't sleep on Julius Randle. We need to stop the Julius Randle disrespect. But back to my point, the big question is, will he buy in to what the Knicks had going on? Will he let Jalen cook? Will he let that man cook? When I say will he let him cook, will he let Jalen run the show? Number 2, my Philadelphia 76ers. It starts with Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, Paul George. 3 all-star to superstar caliber players. Caleb Martin, Kelly Oubre, Jared McCain, Reggie Jackson, Andre Drummond, Kyle Lowry, Eric Gordon. This team is deep. A lot to take away from this roster, but the key takeaway I want y'all to understand is the difference in talent and production between Tobias Harris and Paul George. The Sixers essentially swapped Tobias Harris for Paul George. Think about that. Paul George is a future Hall of Famer. He will give you 20 a night, you can book that, and he's a third option now. Tyrese Maxey has ascended every year he's been in the NBA. He went from not playing to averaging 26 points a game. Maxey's unguardable. He can blow by defenders, he can shoot pull-up threes, he can make step-back threes, he can operate off the pick and roll. He's become a better passer. So he's only getting better. I have no reason to believe that he won't keep on getting better this season. And Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid averaged around 34 points a game last year. It speaks for himself. He's unguardable. You need 2 people to guard him. 7 foot tall, 280 pounds with a jumper. There's nothing that you can do to stop this man. He's foul baiting. Everybody foul baits. Embiid just does it really well. And also, you have to foul somebody like that. Somebody that big, you have to foul him. Sixers are a top 2 team. Number 1, we all saw it coming, the Boston Celtics. This team is so good because everyone is so good. That makes sense, right? The value of having 2 of the best on-ball defenders in the NBA cannot go understated. And Drew Holiday and Derek White. You always have to worry about these guys tipping or stealing the ball, cutting off your best point guard or shooting guard, just wearing them out the entire game, making them tired, making them not want to shoot the ball anymore or catch the ball. All that stuff adds up over a 48-minute game. Then they have Tatum and Brown. At 6'8" and 6'7", they can do everything. So that's 4 guys that are elite defenders on your team. They have Kristaps Porzingis at 7'3", who can drop 20 a night, any given night. Porzingis is out for half the season with an injury, so we'll have to see how the rest of the Celtics can hold the fort. But they have enough talent to do so. So they remain the number 1 seed. The reigning champs remain the number 1 team until proven otherwise. Hey look, that's the Eastern Conference Power Ranking. Let me know your thoughts below. Let me know what you changed. Hey, if you liked the video, go ahead and subscribe. Next video, we'll do the Western Conference. I'm gonna see you on Friday. I'm out.